And your underlying energy, the Ace of Swords. Okay, underlying energy, the Ace of Swords. This is cutting to the truth of the matter. This is a singular idea. This is standing out from the crowd. This is the double-edged sword. This is the truth will hurt. This is the truth at all costs. This is also standing alone in your truth. Okay, so this is also a single communication. This is an idea. This is a piece of knowledge that may be gained. So let's see how this ribbons through. I'm seeing already that there's some associations here. I go a lot by color scheme as well, and so we see that these two sort of look like they could have been cut from similar cloth. Okay, so this new information, this idea, this truth, this may actually be coming from this Knight of Cups, but we'll get to that. What we have first of the month, first part of the month, we have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess speaks about using your intuition. It's about things that are hidden and the knowledge of things that not everybody knows. This is your psychic advisor. This is your secret keeper. And this is also, I have to say, with this High Priestess, with the Ace of Swords being your underlying energy, she knows when to keep her mouth shut, okay? You may be getting information, whether from, a source that is, intuitive, whether it's your intuition or mine even, but she knows when to speak and when to keep quiet, okay? The High Priestess is usually quite quiet, and she keeps things to herself because it's inner knowledge. So I feel like the beginning of the month, Gemini, you're going to have this inner knowledge, this inner, this knowing of something that has not yet been revealed to everybody, okay? And maybe it won't be, and maybe it will, but you have this piece of information, you have this, this wisdom, this, sort of, not final, but I guess I'm compelled to say final piece of the puzzle, like something that had been missing in a situation. Now you know the what's, whys, where's, whens, and who's and how's. So you're gonna find that information. You're going to receive that information, and by mid-month, it shows that you're working very diligently. Now this could be not only at a work situation, but this is also working at your health. I consider Pentacles that which is physical. So this could be, of course your job, of course your finances, but again, health, your home. So the Eight of Pentacles is a card that shows maybe staying up late at night to perfect something. Perhaps you're repeating something over and over and over in order to get it just right. Okay, and it's not something that is maybe everybody doesn't know that you're doing this. Okay, this might be the secret that you're involved in, is that somebody's burning the light at both ends. Okay, something's doing something behind the scenes. This is being done after work hours. This is something that's taking place at night, and it's not that there's something shady about it necessarily, but where health is concerned, I feel like this could very much be overeating at night, like raiding the fridge at midnight when everybody else is asleep. This is also staying up and, opening up the computer and looking at emails at night when, you promised you'd put, not take work home type thing. But this is definitely perfecting what you're doing. And I feel again with this Ace of Swords riveting through, there's something, there's a piece of the puzzle that's missing. This is being done in secret. I just feel like there's something being done in secret. And maybe you know what it is, and maybe it's not you doing it, but you found out what it is, and now you're sort of like, great, now I'm the only one who knows, and now what do I do, right? By the end of the month, we have the Six of Wands, and this is a very successful card. This is a card of victory. This is, you won the battle, not the war, but you won the battle. You're getting accolades and respect and acknowledgement from your peers, your coworkers, your family. People look at you and they're like, "Hey, you did it. We are acknowledging your success, your greatness, your ability to do what you said you were going to do." And so I also feel like, and I don't feel like this every time I see this card, but I feel like Christmas is very significant by the end of this month, or September rather, for some of you. Christmas is going to have a special meaning, or because of this wreath. And I don't always see this as the holiday season, and you don't, maybe you don't even celebrate Christmas, but I like the word Christmas literally popped into my head. So somebody out there who does celebrate Christmas, this end of this month is going to be significant where Christmas is concerned. Okay. I have to say also, Gemini, it could be that maybe you find out by the end of the month that Christmas you will be, I'm feeling possibly conception. For those of you going through in vitro, like maybe it's set up for then. I keep hearing ringer. So if that makes sense to somebody, please go ahead and comment on that. But in any case, again, we're starting off the month with a very intuitive card. High Priestess is, she's guided and grounded by moon energy. Okay, it's very cyclical. We are in the eclipse season. No, I'm not an astrologer. I know just enough to get in trouble, and I've been, spouting off the wrong dates and this and that. So please find your favorite astrologer and see what type of transits are happening. But the High Priestess shows us that at the beginning of September, there may be some moon energies that are significant to you, and sometimes that lunar energy can be confusing. Okay, maybe you're getting messages that aren't making sense to you right now, and so you're like, I don't know what to think about that. But then again, mid-month, you're like, okay, now I see. Okay, the book of knowledge is open. Okay, so you find out what it is. And then again, by end of the month, there's something significant happening regarding success. And this could be via your career, your relationships with friends, family, coworkers, romantic relationship. However that works out, there's a truth that comes out. There's knowledge that gets gained. And again, this sword could be double-edged. I mean, it might be, the truth that sets you free, and it might be the truth that, slices things up. So the energy that's coming to help you, Gemini, we have the Knight of Cups. And this guy has been in quite a few readings. So there's an outpouring of love, an offering of support, a sense of compassion and love. And this is coming in to help you. So whatever the situation is that you're finding out about with this Ace of Swords ribboning through this month, I feel like you're going to have the support. Okay? This is coming in to help you. So, this could also be, whoever's offering this support could very well be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, offering support, love, that shoulder to cry on. Maybe just, hey, let's go out and have a couple of drinks. Maybe that's it. For those of you who drink, and maybe it's, your knight in shining armor. This is a very loving, caring, charismatic, charming individual. Okay, and so maybe that's the type of person that comes into your life, or that is in your life, and they are going to help you get through this month's energies. That's going to be your support. That's your lifeline, right? And especially with this truth happening. Okay, so the energy that's going to be challenging for you, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, this again could be overindulging, right? Overindulging. This could also be just not seeing clearly what's in front of you. This could be emotionally lacking that which is fulfilling. Okay, so as a challenge, the challenge is to decide, is everything that has been promised you really been delivered? Okay, emotionally, have you been disappointed? Have you been lied to? Have you given chance after chance after chance, and then your heart keeps getting broken over and over again? And the challenge is, is there truth into the words of commitment that are being said? Because there's knowledge that you gain throughout the month. And the challenge is to figure out, are you going to trust again? Okay, are you going to let your emotions be handled again by this person or by this situation? Are you going to sink your feelings into it? So as a 7, being the 7 of Cups, 7s usually indicate a time to step back and sort of reevaluate. And we do have a retrograde with Mercury happening. So maybe it's time, Gemini, to sort of step back and see where your hurts and promises that are unfulfilled, see where those lie, and sort of confront them. And you know what? Cut them out of your life, those that you don't need. Okay? You don't need empty promises. You don't need cups with, things that are going to bite and burn you, right? You don't need that. You need to have a clear picture of what's ahead of you, a clear picture, a clear, decisive image of what's coming for you, right? So, the challenge is then to decipher. The challenge is to take that emotion out of it, right? Step back and look at things from an outsider's point of view, so that, maybe you can look at it in a way of, if your friend or your brother or your sister or some, whomever, daughter, son, mother, father, was going through whatever it is you're having to be challenged with, what advice would you give them? What could you see from an outsider's perspective that you can't see while you're in it? Okay, so sort of take a step back. Okay, so that's going to be your challenge, is to really decode and decipher. Now, your final focus for the month is the 10 of Cups, and that's a beautiful, loving, fulfilling energy. This is all that we all hope for. This isn't just emotional fulfillment, although it is. This is fulfillment on every level. This is financial fulfillment. This is a good foundation to raise a family. This is, spiritual fulfillment. This can sometimes indicate family celebrations, okay? And so, maybe this is all happening with this coming up at the end of the month. There may be, news that I feel like I'm talking to two different groups of Gemini. There may be news of, a happy celebration, a child, right? News of a child. Maybe you're adopting. Maybe that new child is coming from afar and you just found out. And so by the end of the month, maybe you know that by December or thereabouts, end of December, beginning of January, you'll have your family. And you find this out in September. I also see there's a lot of water energy, Gemini. Because the high priestess, has her feet on the moon. The moon is definitely, I feel like it's very emotional, right? And so we've got all these cups here. So it's quite possible that you're having a time with your emotions, okay? Your challenge could also be with the Seven of Cups. I've had this come up sometimes when you get to a point of depression and anxiety. Your emotions are not balanced. Your chemicals aren't balanced, okay? And so that could also have to do with, again, with pregnancy. It could have to do with, things that are keeping you up at night. That could be part of this whole depressive situation happening. I just feel like there's a lot of water, a lot of crying. Could be, and I'm not feeling pain, but just angst, I guess is the good word. A lot of outpouring, okay? So, but again, your final focus at the end of the month, we are talking, one of the happiest cards in the deck, representing complete fulfillment, right? Emotional fulfillment, spiritual, relationship fulfillment. Like, this is good stuff here.